بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب إله العالمين بالقاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيت الأطهار الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. قال الله الحكيم في محكم كتابه الكريم: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، ثم أماته فأقبره. صدق الله العلي العظيم. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this year the year of the reappearance of our beloved Imam Mahdi Ajlallah ta'ala Faraj al-Sharif with the blessing of another loud salawat. We also pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us amongst His companions and His sincere soldiers with the blessing of another loud salawat. The do's and the don'ts within the holy verses of Quran and the narrations of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam have completely cleared our path to our final destination. They have not left no doubt, misconception, question unanswered. Everything is clear cut for us, what we need to do and what we should not do and avoid in order for us to reach our ultimate goal, and that is, according to the Holy Quran, the ultimate goal is the satisfaction of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How do we know that we have obtained Allah's satisfaction on the day of Qiyamah? By us entering heaven. That's the sign of Allah's satisfaction. So the ultimate goal in every action that we take in our life, in every decision that we make in our life, in every word that we utter, in every place that we go, in everything that we hear, in every intention that we have in our mind that goes through our mind while we are doing a righteous act, all of these should add up to attaining Allah's satisfaction. Boys, please come forward here. Thank you. So that is the ultimate goal, Allah's satisfaction. Remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in everything that we do. We have a lot to do with this last segment. Remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in every minute of our life and seeking aid from Him. From first-hand experience, I can tell you, when you see yourself that you are about to get into a place that sin, you will be surrounded by sin, ask Allah sincerely, oh God, I want your help. Sincerely ask Him and He will be there. That is from first-hand experience. I am discussing it with you, brothers and sisters. When we sincerely ask Allah, Allah, I'm going to go to a place that I need to go for a specific reason, but I'm really afraid that I might commit sin. I need your help to shape the scenario, to shape the circumstance and whatever is going to happen there in a way that I will not commit sin. Because shaitan prepares the platform and he makes it so smooth for us as far as the ideas is concerned, as far as the scenario, how to come together for you to commit the sin, he makes it ready for you. So we don't have to put the effort to commit sin. But we need a little bit of effort to be in the right path. Where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala beautifully said, take one step toward me. And how many steps Allah will take toward us? 10. Thank you so much, sister. How many steps? 10. We only have to put a little bit of effort. One step toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will take 10 steps toward us. So the action plan will be, any place that you see that your ego, the external shaitan and the internal shaitan, anywhere that it is possibility for you and I to commit sin, we should ask sincerely, A'udhu billah minash shaitanir rajim. Like, oh Allah, help me. I really don't want to do this. But I know if it's not with your help and your assistance, I can't do it by myself. I will really go down. So I really need your help. So ask Allah. Befriend God. The best friend that you can ever find is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. Talk with them, communicate with them. In addition to salah, just a normal talk like we say in Farsi, dard did. Just talk your heart to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala while you're driving. Oh Allah, you know, this is the scenario that I'm living in. This is my situation. Dua on its place. And then just have a normal chit chat with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The more you do it, you will fall in love with this conversation that you have. Because Allah has said within our narrations that we have narrations Qudsi, we have two sets of narrations. A narration that is from Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, and then the ahadith Qudsi, that are the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but is not in the Holy Quran. Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam told us this is what Allah wanted to communicate with you. Allah says, I am ni'mul jalis. I'm the best friend that you can ever find. But you have to come. You have to communicate. Last night, we talked about don'ts. That in order for us, because for those who have joined us tonight, for the first night, our discussion for this past 21 nights, it's all about death and resurrection. A concept, an ideology, something, a phenomena, whatever you may call it, with your understanding, it's something that will happen to each and every one of us sooner or later, today or tomorrow, next week or next month, next year or 5 years, 10 years or 20 years, 30 or 50. It will happen to us eventually. So we are getting ready, month of Ramadan, for us to get and send materials for us to live our life happily ever after, starting death, ihtidar, grave, barzakh, day of judgment. So we talked about the grave. What unanimously we have within the schools of thoughts within Islam, that they agree that there is going to be the pressure within the grave. We will be squeezed. We talked about things that we should not do in order to not get it, to live our life. And we talked about, is it the physical grave or the soul? We all discussed this. Anybody who is interested, they can go on our social medias and YouTube. They can find all the lectures are already recorded. Tonight, we'll talk about things that if we do, it will help us. Remember the introduction that I started the lecture with? All the do's and don'ts is all clear for us. There is no excuse left. Allah, if you would have told me this, I would have done it. Ahlul Bayt, if you would have taught me this, I would have done it. No. وَلِلَّهِ الْحُجَّةُ الْبَالِغَةُ. Allah has the ultimate proof. Any reason I want to bring, any excuse that some people have, definitely PhD in excuses, they don't have this excuse. Allah will say, no, we said it here. We said it here. Oh, I didn't know. Why didn't you read the book? Didn't Shaykh introduce you books? Mustafa, didn't you introduce book to people? Why didn't you read it yourself if I have not read it? The answer to your problem, the resolution to your difficulties was in the hadith of Ahlul Bayt and the Quran, hand in hand together. Why didn't you read it, Mustafa, for you to resolve your problem, your difficulties that you were facing? So there is no excuse left. After the appointment of the commander of the faithful, Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, on the day of Eid al-Ghadir, Fatima al-Zahra, she has a ceremony, beautiful ceremony. Sisters and brothers, within the school of Ahlul Bayt and within Islam, forget about a school, within Islam, a lady, a daughter of Rasulullah, she gives ceremony of Fadak, 2 ceremonies she has given. If Fatima Zahra is my role model and I don't know her ceremony, well, there's something wrong with the equation. She has a beautiful ceremony. In one of those ceremonies, she said, after the appointment of the commander of the faithful, Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, there is no room for excuse. Anybody who can say, well, I didn't know what was the right path. Who should I follow? What I needed to do? What was my teaching? How should I do? Everything Rasulullah gave it to us. Brought the Quran, gave us the teacher. Quran and the teacher together, it's for you. Get from them and you attain salvation. So the do's and don'ts are completely clear for us. If I go, read, research, ask. I have some of my friends here, some of these boys. I do joke with them, but may Allah bless them. They bombard me with questions as soon as they see me. It's something really, really praiseworthy. That is something really, really, really praiseworthy. Literally, as soon as I walk in, they have like hundreds of questions. Question and question. I just keep telling them, okay, no, no, haram, don't do it. No, I just joke with them. But it's something that we as adults, don't be ashamed of asking questions. We don't know, we don't know. So what should we do? Sheikh, last night you really, really made us really be scared of the grave and what is getting ready for us, with us not giving value to salah the way that we're supposed to do, and the value that salah should have in our life. What can we do? We talked about salah. I'll add more things to it. قال الرضا عليه السلام عليكم بصلاة الليل. The reason I didn't mention this last night, because first, some people get busy with their mustahabbat, recommended act, that they forget their wajibat. Imams of Ahl Bayt alayhim salam, when I tell you every small little details Ahl Bayt have taught about it, and they have narrations, you will be surprised. I mean it, every little thing. One step, Imam says do something. One small step, Imams have teaching for you and I. Imam said make sure you don't get busy with mustahabbat, recommended act, and you leave the wajibat. No. Wajibat is the first, then mustahabbat comes later. Wajibat is the priorities. Recommended acts, mustahabbat comes later. Salatul Layl is amongst the highest level of mustahabbat. Because we have makruhat that are really, really makruh, and then there are that are makruh, not recommended. Mustahabbat, the same thing. Some mustahabbat are really, 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 really encouraged and being discussed by the hadith of Ahl Bayt alayhim salam. Salatul Layl is one of it. Sheikh, I've heard a lot about Salatul Layl. Not one lecture, not two lectures. I know the value, I know I just can't do it. It's just, I put the alarm, I just don't get up. Well, if I'm not praying my daily prayer, which I'm awake, and I have my conscience, and I'm aware, if I don't pray my daily prayer during the day, on time, and I don't give value to salah during the day, on time, how should Allah bless me? Why should Allah bless me for me to wake up in the middle of the night and communicate with Him? First is wajibat. The same thing that sins have domino effect. Where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لا تتبعوا خطوات الشيطان. Don't follow the footsteps of shaitan. There's beautiful video. There's like a domino, but one very, very small, this little. And the other one is a little bit bigger. The other one is a little bit bigger. The other one a little bit bigger. The other one is the size of this wall. Literally. It's online available. The guy comes and he hits the smallest one, which is this little bit. Very small. Less than an inch. That inch hits the one that is to 5 inch, it falls. That 5 inch, 5 feet. 10 feet to 9, 10, 12 feet. It all falls. With that one little small domino, the whole 9 feet wall was able to be destroyed. Allah says, لا تتبعوا خطوات الشيطان. That might be very small step, but has a domino effect. Good acts is the same thing also. Good act, I do one small good act, leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. Blessing, barakah, tawfiq, keeps going and on and on and on and on. So in order for me to pray Salatul Layl, I have to start praying my daily salah that I'm awake on time. We get to Salatul Layl. The benefit of Salatul Layl. Imam al-Rida alayhi salam, our 8th Imam, says, عليكم بصلاة الليل. Pray Salatul Layl. فما من عبد مؤمن يقوم آخر الليل فيصلي 8 ركعات وركعتي شفع وركعة الوتر واستغفر الله في قنوته 70 مرة إلا أجير من عذاب القبر. Imam al-Rida alayhi salam, that we discussed about one of his miracles last night. Imam says, if a person end of the night wakes up, prays 8 rak'ah nawafil, the way that you pray Salatul Layl, 4, 2 rak'ah, 2 rak'ah, 2 rak'ah, 2 rak'ah, like morning prayer, your intention will be, I'm praying Salatul Layl, night prayer. Allahu Akbar, hamd, qul huwa Allah, or hamd, inna a'tainaka al-kawthar. Same as morning prayer, but your intention will be Salatul Layl, nafilatul Layl. And then 2 rak'ah shaf'. Asalli. I pray 2 rak'ah shaf'. The first, hamd and qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq. First rak'ah. Second rak'ah, hamd and qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas. You finish. And then there is 1 rak'ah witr. Witr, Allahu Akbar. Surah Al-Hamd 1 time. 3 times qul huwa Allahu ahad. 1 time qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas. 1 time qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq. And then you raise your right hand and preferably have tasbih in your right hand, in your left hand. People, when they say 70 times, basically, because people have asked me, 70 times, you have 33 plus 33, that's 66. Plus 4, that's 70 times. You hold your right hand side, astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayh, astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayh, astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayh. 70 times astaghfar. There are more du'as, more recommended things to do, but Imam has kept it to this, so we just go with what Imam said in this. There are other narrations that it is good to ask forgiveness for 40 believers, 300 times to say Al-Af, and many others. Imam says, the person, ma min mu'minin, any believer who wakes up at the end of the night and prays Salat al-Layl, illa ujira min adhab al-qabr, he will be rescued from the punishment of the grave. It's worth it for us to get up. Salah is tomorrow 4 o'clock in the morning, for example, 3:59, let's say 4 o'clock. This 11 rak'ah won't take more than 15 minutes. For me, that I'm going to be in my grave and barzakh years and years and years, thousands of years that I'm going to be in barzakh, it's worth it for me to get up 15 minutes earlier. We're doing it. Sheikh, it's difficult. It's not difficult. As soon as we say suhoor, Sheikh, suhoor, definitely have to get up for suhoor. My fast without suhoor is invalid. No, this is not right. You don't have to eat suhoor. Very recommended, mustahab to eat suhoor. A lot of thawab in suhoor, but it's not wajib. If you don't eat suhoor, you still can fast. In Ramadan, 1 month, I make sure wake up at least 1 hour before, have a nice meal, like I'm going to be fasting for 5 days. Some people, this is the way they eat suhoor. I can wake up in one month of Ramadan. That 1 month, basically this 1 month of Ramadan, Allah is trying to show us. Remember the verse we read in the beginning, وَلِلَّهِ الْحُجَّةُ الْبَالِغَةُ, Allah has the ultimate proof. Allah will say, 1 month of Ramadan, you were able to wake up, ready, make food, make dessert, tea, fruits, meat, everything. You were really awake. But wake up when it came 11 months, waking up 15 minutes, communicating with me for your own sake. You didn't have chance. You didn't have time. You didn't feel like it. Well, there was something missing. Number 1, إِلَّا أُجِيرَ مِنْ عَذَابِ الْقَبْرِ, he will be rescued from the punishment, severe punishment of the grave. وَمِنْ عَذَابِ النَّارِ, and he will be rescued from the punishment of hellfire. So that's for the grave. وَمُدَّ لَهُ فِي عُمْرِهِ, Allah will prolong his life. I go to the doctor, I'm sick. I am sick, give me medicine. Just cure me. Okay, take this medicine. Doctor, cure me. Okay, take the medicine. No. Just cure me. We do nights tonight, Laylatul Qadr, the 23rd. Oh Allah, prolong our life. Okay, Allah says, okay, pray Salat al-Layl, I will prolong your life. No, just you prolong my life. Okay, Salat al-Layl, no, God, you're asking too much. 15 minutes is too much. Just do whatever you have to do. Leave me alone. Morning prayer, if I get up, Mustafa Akhun, if I get up 10 minutes before Salat al-Subh become qadha, Allah, you should be happy about it. I mean, at least I got up before the sunrise. مُدَّ لَهُ فِي عُمْرِهِ وَوُسِّعَ عَلَيْهِ فِي مَعِيشَتِهِ, Allah will increase his sustenance, his rizq. There is a cause and effect. You want something, you have to do something. By sitting home, doing nothing, Allah give me rizq, I'm going to do dua. Let me open the parentheses. A person came to Imam Sadiq alayhi salam and said, Imam, I am poor. I don't have money. Imam said, do you have a store? He said, I have a store, but I have no products. Imam gave him a dua. He said, read this dua and then go sit in your store. He said, Imam, I have no products to sell in my store. The store is completely empty. Imam said, I know. Read the dua and do something. People coming to me every night. I have a lot of the youth coming. Sheikh, do some kind of dua for me. It's the final exams. I'll do the dua. But you have to do something also. It's not that you haven't opened the book at all. Sheikh's dua, this is it. I'm going to go there and get an A+. It's not going to be happening. Dua and action. He said, can I just do the dua and, us, when Imam says something to do, just do it. Can I just do the dua and just sit home? Imam said, do the dua. Go sit in your store. He said, okay. He read the dua. He said in store, there's no product. He opened the store. After a short period of time, person came to him. He said, I have a product that I want to sell, but I don't have a place to sell. How about products from me, place from you, 50-50. Do dua and action, both together. Allah, increase my sustenance and salat al-layl together. ثم قال, Imam continued, إن البيوت التي يصلى فيها بالليل يزهر نورها لأهل السماء كما يزهر نور الكواكب لأهل الأرض. The house where Salat al-Layl is being prayed in, it will illuminate for the heavens to the sky the same way that the stars illuminate for you and I. We see it dark at night, we see the stars. We talked about Salat al-Layl. Punishment of the grave. Prophet Isa ala nabina wa alayhi salam, one day he was walking by a grave. He felt screaming and he saw that this person is being punished. Okay, pray, whatever I can do. He left. Next year came and he saw that this person is enjoying his time. He said, Allah, what is this? Allah said that he had a son. He has a son. His son became mature, baligh. He started acting upon good deeds and righteous. Waladun salih, as Rasulullah said, when you die, your a'mal, as we mentioned in the previous night, when we die, as soon as they say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, we won't be able to do anything else for ourselves unless we have waladun salih. I have raised a good child. His prayer will benefit me. Allah said his child became mature, baligh. He started doing right acts, righteous act, obligatory act. The thawab of his son came and benefited him. There is no more punishment. So when a guy comes to me and tells me, I want to get married with this girl, but I'm not sure, I love her, this is it. I said, you know that Imams of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam have said that you as a father, your responsibility and your right upon your children is to find the right mother for them, who can bear the kid and who can raise the best children. Why? Because after Adhabul Qabr will be released if you have a good child who does righteous act. No, Sheikh, this is the only girl. No one. Okay, go. Go. Like nothing's gonna happen to me. Go. But remember we said people are 4 categories last night? When I have my priority is akhirah, day of qiyamah, maut, death, barzakh, 4,000, 5,000 years in barzakh, when I keep thinking about that, I'll say, okay, what can I do? Who can help me in the journey that I have, that I cannot do anything for myself? It's my a'mal that will be there. I have a righteous act, a righteous son, a good son. May Allah bless the soul of my grandfather, my mother's side. He passed away about 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago from cancer. I owe him, me standing, being able to talk, I owe it to him. Because he was the one, while I was young, at his age, even younger, he would take me, it's like, just recite. I used to be a poet, I do Nawhakhani, Radud. I used to do poetry, like Forsi, Nazani, and Latmi, and so on and so forth. He kept pushing me. He passed away 3 days. Any hadith that I say tonight, any verses for these 30 nights, he gets the thawab. So it's worth it for me to control that desire. When it came, I see him, the man of my life. I don't see anything else. Let me think a little bit. Will he be good? Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, when he came, after he got married to Fatima al-Zahra salamullah alayha, Rasulullah asked him, how do you find, Imam Ali, how do you find your wife? Imam said, is the best aid in getting closer to Allah and getting Allah's satisfaction. That becomes the goal. When I read a hadith of Ahlul Bayt, they give me a mindset. You want to get married to someone, that person, Sheikh has 2 degrees. Okay, so? He has a master and he's a doctor. So? Respect to all the doctors. So? None of that paper certificate will be anything in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You did it, okay, good. Talabul ilm, I'm not saying don't get certificate. No, again, I have my bachelor. Inshallah, I will try to get my PhD. There's no problem with that. But who will be there to complete me to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? That becomes the goal. Not that I see him with the car, this is it, because that's I've been shaped, I've been conditioned. The one with the best car, the one, he has a good house, good car. That's what us parents unfortunately ask when somebody comes and asks our daughter's hand. Do you have a car? What is your degree? Do you have at least you make 6 figures? You can provide for her, this. Rasulullah says, anybody who came, man tardawna deenahu wa khuluqah. If somebody come ask your daughter's hand, if you love his religion and morality, give him your daughter. But hadith of Rasulullah, Shaykh, 1400 years ago. Next, what else can we do that inshallah we will not see adab and the punishment of Allah in the grave? Ziyarat Abu Abdullah al-Husayn alayhi salam. Visiting the shrine of Abu Abdullah al-Husayn alayhi salam. There is a book, I'll introduce you another book. I have introduced many books in these series. It's all to your benefit. Kitab Kamilu Ziyarat. Beautiful book. Beautiful book. Unanimously, all the scholars and Maraj and everybody say everything that is in Kamil Ziyarat, we fingered 100 fingers, like we sign on it. Read it. It is in English. Beautiful. The reward of a person is all about Imam Hussein. The reward of a person, one of the reward of a person who does ziyarah of Imam Hussein alayhi salam is that in grave, he will be having a 5-star hotel right there. Actually, 5-star is nothing. 7-star hotel. Ziyarah of Abu Abdullah al-Husayn. We talked about an individual, Sa'ad ibn Mu'adh. It's related to this side of the partition. That he had a bad demeanor, he had acrimonious demeanor within his household, bitter akhlaq within household, and the story. These 3 relates to this part. And that's the beauty of our religion. That's the beauty of Quran and Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. It's always a balance. Neither talk only to the women, leave the men aside, okay, they can do whatever they want, nor talk completely to the men, forget about the women. No, it's a balance. In order for the household to be a peaceful and prosperous place for the kids to be raised, for them to be the waiter for Imam Mahdi Ajlallah Ta'ala Faraj al-Sharif. Let's have salawat by his name. We are in need of both parents to be raising the children. The boy and the girl, the daughter and the son, they are in need of both parents to raise a good child. Is it possible that a single mom or a single dad can raise a good child? Yes. There's always exception. But the general, we need both. The same way that Allah says, and Rasulullah warns the husband that if you have a bad demeanor, bad akhlaq within the household, adab of qabr is waiting for you every second. Rasulullah also says there are 3 kinds of women that they will not see adab and squeezing within the grave. How many kind of women? 3. Thank you. Number 1. Sheikh, these are so difficult. The wife that she is content and happy with the condition of her husband being poor and cannot provide more than what he can provide already. Husband is working. Husband, Allah has said it is your obligation, haq, it's wajib for you to provide. Let me make that clear. This side, there is, as soon as you wanted to marry someone, it is wajib upon you to provide. Can I make some revolution tonight in the house? If you, no, it's okay. I love you all. No, this is deen. If a woman works, she is not obliged to pay anything for the house. She's not. Religiously, you cannot say, you have to give me. No. If she loves and she gives, that shows how the bond is strong. But religiously, she works, whatever money she gets, which we talked about, woman working or not working, we talked about it in the previous night. But a woman, she sees that her husband is putting all the effort to provide. He's working tirelessly, but Allah has destined for them, or they're going through a time that they're not going to have enough money to provide for a luxury life. They have to go with bare minimum of surviving. They have to be switching the survival mode. That's what they have to go through. Rasulullah said, if this woman was patient, she didn't nag, she didn't complain, she didn't start having bad morality. She just, okay, either you provide for me this latest purse, or that's it, I'm going to get my bag and I'm going to see you in my dad's house. Wait for the paperwork to come. You might laugh, but I have seen these cases. Not for a specific purse, but my husband cannot provide for me my lifestyle that I want. Seriously? And I wish they would have said, I want. They said, no, the lifestyle that I need. What is that need? Latest car, latest brand. Every year he didn't bring me a gold. And you will be surprised what kind of cases that I see on a daily basis. If I don't want to be squeezed in the grave from this side, if my husband can only provide this much, alhamdulillah, oh Allah, give him more, but I'm content. First group. Second group. Unfortunately, I have a husband that when he comes home, as we mentioned, Pharaoh says, well, I wish I was like you. I mean, I'm much better than you. He has akhlaq, temper. You cannot imagine it. But the wife stays calm. Are we saying that the woman should take abuse? No. By abuse, mean physical abuse. No, he comes, where's my tea? Why the food is not ready? Why my clothes is not ironed? He calls, he slammed the door. This is bad akhlaq. Abuse? No. By no means. No, we never have said that, okay, you should just take abuse. No. But she said, okay, because I want this foundation to just stay. Because of my kids, I will. It's okay. Allah, you're seeing this. They came to one of the maraja. His wife was very bad. And they told, same thing applies. It's a both way. They told him, you say it now, you can divorce her. He said, Allah is testing me with her right now. And alhamdulillah, I'm able to pass this test. I have that much patience. She nags and she complains and she walks on my last nerve every day. I don't have comfort when I come home. Again, it's vice versa also. Allah is testing me with her. I'm afraid I divorce her. Allah will test me with something else that I won't be able to pass. So let me just go with this. Sabr. Patience. Patience comes where as-sabru miftah al-faraj. Patience is the key for relief. Patience comes where? When the person is walking your last nerve, that's the time that I see if I have patience or not. If my kids is going all over the place, that's the time sabr come. If not, my kids respect me, they behave, come, go, sit, eat, they do this. Okay, mashallah, I'm very good sabr. I have a lot of patience. No. When I'm sitting in my home and the doors are closed, I don't see anything. See Allah, I'm controlling my eyes. No. When you're walking on a campus and you can't see whatever you want to see, then you close your mind, you lower your gaze. That's the time that shows that, okay, I passed the test. That's the second group of women where they will not have punishment within the grave. And third, a woman, within Islam, men must pay a dowry. And as Rasulullah have said, the best woman and the best marriage is the one marriage and the woman who wants low amount of dowry. Something. Very low. Which again, Rasulullah's teaching was for some people else, not for us. Probably Christians will do lower than us because, never mind. So, Dowry, as soon as you accept the marriage, the husband is obliged to pay that dowry. Whatever that amount is, he's obliged. Rasulullah said, if based on love and you want to establish strong connection, the wife says, okay, I will forgive the mahar, I don't want it from you. This woman will not have punishment within the grave. Doesn't mean that if you ask, you will have. No, maybe you are from the first group or second group. That is your right, all okay. But if I have my akhirah in mind, my life will be something different. Let us conclude with one story that is a very, very beautiful story, and that can teach us a very beautiful life lesson with after loud salawats. Remember, we talked about husnul aqibah, good ending. Very important. These nights, especially this night, the night of the 23rd, Laylatul Qadr, ask for 3 du'as. My mentor also told me there's always 3 du'a that you should have from Allah. First and foremost, hasten the reappearance of our beloved Imam Mahdi Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Faraj al-Sharif. First, last, good ending, husnul aqibah, between anything. So Allah, Ajjalla waliyika al-faraj, husnul aqibah, and between whatever you think is right, do it. Husnul aqibah is very important. There were people, we mentioned it in early nights of our discussion, started right, but the bad was very wrong ending. One of these people is a person by the name of Ali ibn Abi Hamza al-Bata'ini. Follow me, it's a beautiful story. Keep this name in your mind. For me, Mustafa, not to become arrogant. Okay, I'm on the right path. I am helping, serving the community. No. Ali ibn Abi Hamza, Mustafa, being bold in your mind. Never think that this is it. I'm here today, good. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Ali ibn Abi Hamza al-Bata'ini, who is he? Imam Musa ibn Ja'far al-Kadhim alayhi salam, our 7th Imam. During the time of Imamah, he appointed Ali ibn Abi Hamza al-Bata'ini as his representative in one of the provinces. So, you see, he's trusted by the Imam, meaning he's a righteous person. Imam trusted him. So people would come and pay him khums and zakat and ask him question. He is the representative. He's alim. He's a representative of an Imam. Read between the lines what I'm saying. He is the representative of Imam appointed by the Imam in answering questions and receiving people's money, khums, and then delivering it to Imam. Imam Musa ibn Ja'far al-Kadhim alayhi salam dies. Martyr. Shaheed. Who's the Imam after Imam Musa ibn Ja'far al-Kadhim alayhi salam? Imam Musa ibn Ja'far al-Kadhim. Imam al-Rida alayhi salam. Imam al-Rida alayhi salam takes the imamah. He writes to Ali ibn Abi Hamza al-Bata'ini, I want you to send all the khums money to me, and I'm sending someone else as my representative. He announced Imam Musa ibn Ja'far murdered. He was the last Imam. We stop here. He's the one who started and initiated the madhab called Waqifiyya. They did waqf. They stopped. At the 7th Imam, they stopped. They don't believe in 8th Imam, Imam al-Rida alayhi salam. They don't believe in Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam. They don't believe in Imam al-Hadi. They don't believe in Imam Hassan al-Askari. They just stopped at the 7th Imam. Ali ibn Abi Hamza al-Bata'ini said, no, too much wealth, too much khums and zakat. Nope, there is no other Imam. 7th Imam is the Imam, that's it. He was the last Imam. Waqifiyya started as the 7th Imam. Imam al-Rida alayhi salam was telling this to Hassan ibn Ali wa Shah. That, oh Ali, today, Ali ibn Abi Hamza al-Bata'ini passed away after he initiated this faith, school of thought, if we name it, by the name of Waqifiyya. He passed away. Imam al-Rida telling Hassan ibn Ali wa Shah, he died today. By God, Allah sends 2 angels to him. They ask him, who's your Lord? He said, Allah. Who's your Prophet? He said, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Who's your Imam? He said, Ali. They told him, name the Imam. He said, Imam Hassan, Imam Hussein, Imam Sajjad, Imam Baqir, Imam al-Sadiq, Imam Musa ibn Ja'far al-Kadhim. They told him, is this it? He said, this is it. This is the people who I believe. They said, after him, he said, there's no other Imam. They told him, فَقَالَ لَهُ أَفَمُوسَى بْنَ جَعْفَرْ أَمَرَكَ بِهَذَا? Did Imam Musa ibn Ja'far come and told you that I am the last Imam? He didn't have no answer. فَضَرَبَاهُ بِمَقْمَعِهِ مِنْ نَارٍ فَأَلْحَبَا عَلَيْهِ قَبْرَهُ إِلَى يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ. They hit him with an iron stick that his grave will be burning all the way until the day of judgment. How many? It's already now, it's been 1,000 years until now. He's burning until now, until the day of judgment, which we don't know how many years it's to come. So it is about the ending. I shouldn't become arrogant. Alhamdulillah, I pray my prayer today. This is it. I have secured 7 doors of heaven is in my hand. The key to the 7 doors of heaven is in my hand. No. The ending is very important. So tonight, night of Qadr. If you are not here the first night and the second night, try to stay. We have a'mal until the morning. Try that, oh Allah, ta'jeel faraj, good ending, and between of it, whatever Allah sees us to fit us. Let's recite aloud salawat. Ameen. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وعجل فرجهم